Everybody, Brian Martin here, and we're going to give a demonstration of the no stack playmat and a short. And we're going to go through a game. For those that haven't seen Keith's video or some of the other videos of how you play the game, we're going to go through this in a step-by-step fashion. I've zoomed in as close as I can, so you might not see all the card detail, but we'll walk you through the playmat. For those of you that have downloaded it or have asked for it, appreciate the support. But this is the no stack set. I'm also going to show people how easy it is to set up a game of Highlight Maker Hoops. Super simple. It's probably the simplest of most of the games that I've ever played. So on your mat you have the score trackers here for both teams, free throw trackers here, so we got a white pawn, put that on 0. For the score tracker, what I do is I use the top row to keep track of the score and the bottom row to mark the quarters. So we start the first one, the black ones go down here, 0, and then the quarter is on 5. This orange pawn here I use for lightning. So there's a lightning bolt symbol there, there's a lightning bolt symbol there, so as lightning changes back and forth, we'll move that pawn. These two pawns here, the player that's currently active. I've got two teams, Quad City Thunder and the Anchorage Northern Knights. Setup is simple because I've got my team already set. Starting 5. There's the starting 5. There's the coach. And then we'll do the starting 5 for Anchorage. I'm not going to stop to compute score at the end of each quarter. We're just going to fly through this as fast as we can. We take the a chip that I've used, these little X markers. These are tile spacers. They come in different sizes, different colors. I have a blue one and put it on the timeout symbol here. That's the referee symbol for timeout. To remind me that the first timeout is going to come from the home side, and then we're going to flip back and forth as the timeouts are called. We put the marker on each player. It's here. I have my cards off to the side. My dice are over here, so I'll have to just read off the dice rolls. And so I've got my cards already shuffled into 4 stacks of 10. So we put that in the draw pile there in the center, and we are ready to play. So Highlight Maker Hoops is pretty simple. This is the deck that drives everything. You'll read the card, figure out which player, if any player, has scored, and we'll move on accordingly. So we'll walk through this. So the first card that we flip over here is a hoop cam, and it's looking to see if the active player has the yes quality. The qualities here are 5-letter qualities appear in the first column, the play column. 4-letter qualities appear in the rebound column, and 3-letter qualities appear in the shot column. So it's a 3-letter quality yes. So Abdur Rahim has a yes underlined, and Xavier Eder has just a plain yes. So for the tiebreaker, because Abdur Rahim is underlined, he wins the battle. He has yes. He scores. We move the marker 1 point. This team, the visiting team, now has lightning, and because Eder didn't score, possession now turns over to McGriff. So we go to the second card. It's a referee look. It's an and 1 result, so that means that the player is going to score a basket, and this check mark symbol here means that we're going to look at the referee symbol on the 2 active cards. It's a burst there. It's blank here. So it's McGriff that has scored. He's got a basket. He's going to roll an and 1. 6 to 9 is his clank number. I roll a 9, so he doesn't make the free throw. Because there were free throws, both players are rotated around. And because this card resulted in a score, the Lightning now goes over to the home side, and they have it now. 1-1 on the score track. Anytime you see where the score track markers are equal on the conversion chart, the score will be an equal score. So if we just take a quick look, 1-1 is 13-13 at this point in the first quarter. Flip another card, and lightning is this symbol here on the hoop cam, which means if a team has lightning, it now has sole look at pick. We don't even look at Dave Carney. We look at Naheem Brazil, and it's a pick, and he does not have the pick quality. So because he doesn't have the pick quality, we flip the card over, and that now becomes a lightning symbol, arc symbol. It's automatic. They don't have lightning, but because they missed, arc is the unique thing over here. He has arc, and there's a hand symbol here, which means there's a deny opportunity. Brazil has no defensive qualities, so he can't deny the basket. So there's a score, and this card produced a score, and therefore the lightning symbol goes over there. Brazil shifts to Amos, and Carney keeps his spot in line. So we go to the third, we go to the next card. Pick. Because there's no lightning, we look at both players. Amos does not have pick, and neither does Carney. So the card is a no-score card. The lightning goes back here. I keep it here when it's neutral. And we shift down one. So we go to the next card. Floor cam. Look at the home player. Does he have the offense skill? He does not. So if he does, he scores. If it's underlined, it's 2 spaces. He doesn't. The ball is thrown away. Nobody scores. So we rotate both players out of the rotation, and we go to the hoop cam now. For the next card, it's big. There's a lightning symbol, which we ignore. Neither team has lightning. So now we're checking to see which players have big. They both have big. Eder has big. Jackson has big, but Jackson's big is underlined. There's a hand symbol, so there's a potential deny here for Eder. So we'll roll 1 die, and it's a 3. 1, 2, 3. He has power, but it's a defensive quality, and because it's a defensive quality, he denies the scoring opportunity, so both players rotate out again, and we go through and burn through yet another card. Now we go to the unusual result chart. And we're going to roll the dice over here. The dice roll is a 6, which says the trailing team, or the home team if tied, well, the home team happens to be trailing, active player sparks rally, move 1 space or 2 spaces if doubles of 3-3 or 4-4 are rolled. Well, in this case, I rolled a 3-3. So move 2 spaces. This card, even though the result came off a chart, this card resulted in a score. So we go lightning to the home team. Athawai rotates out, and McGriff stays active as we go to the next card. Ref look. It's a 2-shot. So we look at the ref symbols. A burst here for Abdur Rahim. Nothing for McGriff. So McGriff will get 2 free throws. His clank is 6-9. If he rolls a 6, 7, 8, or 9, he will miss the free throw. First free throw is a 9. He misses. Second free throw is a 10. He makes it, so we shift the free throw marker 1 to 1. And anytime there are free throws, whether it's an and 1 or a 2-shot foul, both players rotate out. Lightning is lost because this card did not result in a movement down either track. And we go to the next card. It's leap. There's a lightning symbol. We're going to ignore that because neither team has lightning. Leap. Carney has leap, and Brazil does not. So Carney gets the score. His team gets lightning. And we go to the final card of the first quarter, and it's grab. Carney has grab, but Brazil does not, so Carney scores again. Team retains lightning, and we come to the end of the first quarter of play. It's 4-3 on the scoring track with a free throw. So I'm not going to show you the charts because it's copyrighted material, but I can tell you that with a score of 4-3 in favor of the visitors lead this game 37-33, and then we add 1 point to the home team for their free throw, so it's 37-34 at the end of the first quarter. We take these cards and move them off to the side. We grab our second pre-dealt set of cards, and we go to the second quarter. We move Brazil over. I forgot to rotate him over. Carney stays active. Amos is there, and so far we are at 4-3 on the track. Second quarter starts. It's a ref look, 2 shots, and a referee warning, which means we would discard the next fact card. We'll just take that, and rather than put it on the pile, so we can keep track of the game, I've taken 1 card off and put it over here in the discard that's off. It's just right down there. 2 shots, and the check mark means I'm checking there's a blank there and a blank there. Well, when they're tied, the home team gets the free throws. He has a clank of 8, so he rolls an 8. There's an 8 he misses. That's another missed free throw for them, and 10, so there's a second free throw. Lightning is lost because this card did not result in a movement down the scoring track. Floor cam, visitor player with defense reach. Carney has reach, but it's only on the offensive side. So if it was, he would have blocked the shot. If it was underlined, he would then turn that block shot into a score of his own. Instead, the home team scores, so we move them down 1 on the track. Before we do that, as we head to the second quarter, the leading team has a scoring cap of 9, 4 plus 5. The trailing team has a scoring cap of 9 because the trailing team gets 3 plus 6. And so now we'll move this down. It's tied 4-4. Because the home team scored, they get lightning. The visiting team rotates down 1. As we go to the next card, unusual result. And so we'll roll that up. It's a 12. This ought to be interesting. Run and gun, add 2 fast action cards to each quarter. So we're going to take 2 cards off the top here, add them to this deck, and I'm going to take 2 more cards while I'm at it so I don't forget and put them on the bottom of the 2 piles that are sitting off here to my left for use for quarters 3 and 4. So we're good to go. No score on that, so lightning is lost. Go to the next card. Unusual result again. This time it's an 8. We had that before. Trailing team or the home team if tied. Active player sparks a rally. They're tied. That scores, which results in lightning, and it was a 5-3, so no doubles. It was only a 1 position move. Kennedy gives way to Jackson, and Amos stays out on the floor. Visitor player with defense spark. He does not have it. Therefore, the home team scores, and they're now up 6-4 on the scoring track and rotate out again. Because they scored, they keep lightning. It's a snag result, but that snag result with the lightning only applies to Amos. He doesn't have it. We flip the card over. It's a referee look, and it's 2 shots for the visitor. That will end lightning for the home team. And 2 shots for the visitor. He has a clank of 5. That's the tiebreaker in this case. If there was a check mark, we checked the 2 players, but it says visitor. So 11 for the first free throw is good, and 8 for the second free throw is good, so we move it down 2. And again, after free throws, both players shift over. Lightning is not in play. We flip another card. It's bump. Abdur Rahim has bump, but Harry does not. We score a point for him. Quad City gets lightning, and Harry gives way to Eder in the active spot on the court. Keep moving along. Unusual. I've never had this many unusual results. 7. Same thing again. Trailing team. The Quad City is trailing, so they score 1. It was not doubles, so that's a score. They retain lightning, and McGriff now is active for Anchorage. It's a ref look, 2-shot warning, and discard the next fact, so we're going to discard that over here. It's a check mark, a burst versus blank. Blank always beats burst. 7. He has a 6-9 clank. He's missed like 4 free throws. He misses 2 more free throws. He missed like 5 free throws in this game already. That could be a big turning point at the end of the game. We rotate both players out. There was no score, so lightning is lost. This is the final card of the first half. Home player with offense smart. He does have it. He scores. It's not underlined, so it doesn't go 2 spaces. They retain lightning, but lightning is not retained from quarter to quarter, so that doesn't matter. This is over. Carney rotates out, and so the score is 7-6 now in favor of Anchorage. Remember, Anchorage was losing 37-34 at the end of the first quarter. With a 7 and a 6, the score is now 66-62. Each team has 2 free throws, so it's 68-64 in favor of Anchorage, who have now come back and taken the lead as we head to the third quarter of play here in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska, on a really nice April evening. So we've got that going for us. As we head to the third quarter of play, and the first card flipped is a floor cam. Home player with, we've got to make our adjustments. End of each quarter, you have to make an adjustment. The trailing team has 6, plus 6 means their cap is 12. The leading team has 7, plus 5 is 12. So scoring cap for both teams is 12. Now we flip the card. Home player with defense reach. Brazil does not have it. That means the visitor scores according to the card. We move that down to 7. So we're tied on the game track. And Lightning has accrued for the visiting team. Amos now is active while Kennedy stays active for Quad City. So if we were to look at the game now and say, well, you could check the score after each and every score change, we know it's 7 and 7 is always going to result in an equal score. In this particular case, it's 68-68. They each have 2 free throws. So this game is truly tied at 70 after the first card of the third quarter. Moving on, big, there's a lightning symbol there, which means that the team with lightning looks only at their card and looks for big, which Kennedy does have. There's a hand symbol, which means he may be denied by Amos, who can deny him on a roll of 3 or 4, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they match perfectly. So roll 1 die. It's a 3, so he does deny the scoring attempt. So both players rotate out. Lightning is lost as we go to the next card, and it's a timeout. So this gives me a chance to show you how I do timeouts with the stack system. This is the active player here. So normally in the regular game, you would put the substitute on top of this player and then play forward. But because we have no stack, we're going to slide him down 1. I'm going to move that there to remind me that that's really who the active player is. We go to the substitute. It's John Bridges. I have these little cubes that I have from that I use for all kinds of things. You've probably seen them in my baseball videos. I move the timeout marker to the visitors, and now I roll on head coach Shanna Justice. It's an 8. On her card, it's complacent, which means that the opposing team scores. Okay, and this card resulted in a score on the scoring track for Quad City. So they get lightning, but the player now rotates over for Anchorage, while Quad City's guy stays put. Another card, push. There's no special symbol, so we're just looking to see if these 2 players have push. Neither one of them do, so lightning is lost. Both cards flip over. We go to the next card. Looking at the home player, does he have defense spark? He does have defense spark. It is underlined, so they score. They get lightning, and Quad City rotates a player around for the next card. It's a coach, it's a timeout, defensive adjustments, and discard the next fact. So we're going to discard this card. There's a timeout. Everybody slides down 1. You go by where this is and slide every single player from this point to the right. We mark this here while we grab Braden Hinkson as the sub. We put a little cube on him. Now there's 2 reasons for the cube. One, it will let me be able to easily pick out who the substitutes are. I don't have the teams memorized. So when I go to put the cards back in their stack, the subs come after the coach card here. So I just pull those out. And the other thing it allows me to do is as I go through the game and I'm doing narrative, I can tell which substitute had an impact on the game as we go. So now I'm going to roll on, we move the timeout marker over to the home team, and that would be Anchorage. We roll the dice. It's a 5. It's nothing for Tolentino, so that means both players rotate out. There was no score on that card, so lightning is lost as we move to the next card. Home player with defense power. Let's see, which McGriff does not have. So the visiting team scores. That gets them to 9. They have now gone back. Quad City has now gone back into the lead. McGriff rotates out, but Abdur Rahim stays in the game. And because there was a score on the card, lightning accrues. It's a ref look and 1. Burst versus blank. Blank always wins over Burst. So there's the bucket that puts the Lightning on Anchorage's side, and a free throw for Brazil. He's a clank of 3. He rolls 12. That gives him a third free throw. Abdur Rahim and Brazil rotate out because there was a free throw there. But Lightning now is on Anchorage's side as we go to the next card. Another coach card, Timeout. So we slide these 3 cards over. We keep that there. Go to the rotation here. It's Datayevis Disu. Must be from Senegal. He's now the sub. He's active. We're going to move the timeout marker, and we're going to roll for Shanna Justice. See if we can get a score out of here. 3. Nope, nothing happened, so both players rotate out. Lightning is lost as there was no score. And we go to the next card. Home player with offense smart. Eric Amos does not have offense smart. And in this case, the visitor doesn't score it. They don't always score if you don't have it. Neither player scores, and so we move this over 1 as we go to the final card of the third quarter in a really tight game. I'm kind of glad this game is as tight as it is. Lightning is not in play. It's net. Jackson has an underlined net, and Bridges doesn't have net at all. So he scores the basket as the quarter comes to an end. The Lightning does not transfer through. And the third quarter comes to a close with the score 10-9 in favor of Quad City. That gives us a game score at present of 95-91. The visiting team gets 2 more points. That gets them to 97. The home team gets 3 free throws. That gets them to 94. So it's 97-94 as we head to the final quarter of play here in Anchorage. So I'm actually kind of glad this is a really tight game. These demos sometimes get, when you watch them, sometimes you get a game that's so wildly out of hand, it's not even entertaining to play, let alone explain and watch. So fourth quarter, ready to go. Bridges shifted over. I forgot to do that. We need to set the scoring caps here. And there is a rule I did forget to mention. At the end of a quarter, you count the spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there's more than 7 or more, you have to slide the marker 1 along the track. And if there's 9 unused spaces, you slide each one 2. It's to keep the scoring balanced. We haven't had to do that, and I forgot to mention it. There's a difference of 5. We don't need to change the score track at all. 10 plus 5 is 15, and 9 plus 6 is 15. So they both have a scoring cap of 15 here for the fourth quarter. What's the scoring cap, since we haven't gotten close to it? If you reach the scoring cap before the quarter is over, the quarter ends. So there'll be some quarters you don't even play all the way through all the cards. We have played through every single possible card so far in this game. 97-94 the score in favor of Quad City. So we start the fourth quarter with a floor cam. The home player is looking for offense quick. He doesn't have it, but even when he doesn't have it, he steps out of bounds, and therefore both players rotate out. No score, no Lightning, as we move to the next card. Once again, looking at the home player with defense skill. He has skill, but it's only on the offensive side of the ball, and in this particular case, the visitor scores, and so now Quad City has opened up a 2-point lead on the scoring track. They also get Lightning. McGriff now is the active player as we go to the next card. Home player with defense smart. McGriff doesn't have it. The visitors score again. Now we're starting to see a runaway. It looks like Quad City is just going to walk away with this game. But ebbs and flows, runs, all part of basketball. Visitor player with defense spark. Well, Athuai has spark, but he only has it on offense, so the home team scores. They now get Lightning, take it away. Athuai gives way to Hinkson as Brazil is now on the floor. It's they have Lightning, so looking for push. He doesn't have it, so we flip the card, and now we look to see if Hinkson has tip. He doesn't have it, so that's a non-scoring card. We shift those over, rotate the player out. Lightning is lost because no score on the card. We go to the next card. Referee, look, 2 shots and a referee warning. going to discard a pack. We're going to check. It's a burst against a burst, and burst always loses to everything else. But in this case, when they're tied, it goes to the home team. So 2 free throws for Disu. 4 through 6 is his clank number. Let's see if they can miss any more free throws tonight. First one is a 6, which is a miss. Second one is an 8, which is good. And that's a 4th free throw point for Anchorage as both players rotate out, which you always do after free throws. Doesn't matter if it's an and one or not. Free throws, everybody rotates out. Go to the next card. Bench cam, coach. Timeout. That will be a timeout for Quad City. They have the X. Active player must exit floor and is lost for the rest of the half. Coach must place 2 subs on the top of the stack. So when you're doing the no stack version, you could take the player off the court, but sometimes these things happen in the first quarter or first half. So what you're going to do is you're going to slide these players down 2 spaces. We're going to put in the 2 subs, which is Bishop. They would go in here. Carr and Bishop. We're going to mark them both with sub things. We're going to move that there. We're going to flip Carney over. Super simple. And you just have to remind yourself at the end of the first half, you flip over any face down cards. You don't have to worry about the card being off to the side or being forgotten. It's right there. You just skip over the card in the rotation. So we've had the timeout. We've had the substitutions. We move the X over here. We roll for Tolentino. The roll is a 10. Nothing happens, so both players rotate out. Another timeout. This is an exciting game here with the timeouts. So we're going to slide both these players over. We're going to grab another substitute. This time it's Christian Watson. Going to mark him, put that there, and then we're going to roll on Shanna Justice's card to see what happens. It's a 6. She energizes. That's a basket for her team. It also brings up Lightning because, again, the card eventually generated the score, even though it came off of a coach's card roll. The timeout shifts back to Quad City. They'll get the next timeout if there is one. It's now 12-11 as the game is tightened up again. Lightning is on their side. I think I shifted everybody over. He was the sub, and I believe, yeah, I got to move him over. Kennedy's now on court. Home player with defense, Spark. Well, he has Spark, and it's a star, so he has it. The ball is stolen. If it was underlined, they would have scored. So nobody scores. We rotate one more card over. Lightning is lost. That could be crucial here. There's 2 cards left. Home player with defense, Quick. He has defense, Quick. It's stolen, but it's not underlined, so he does not score, which means we go to the final card of the game with the score really, really tight at this time. Last card, visitor player with offense power. He does have offense power because he has a star, so he has it on offense and defense. It's not underlined, so he only moves 1 space, and that's the final score of our game. It's 13-11. Doesn't mean the game's over yet because we've got to see what 13-11 translates to. 13-11 translates to 122-114 as a score. We'll add 2 to the 122 to get us to 124. We'll add 4 to the 114 to get to 118. And the final score for your ball game tonight, the Quad City Thunder 124, the Anchorage Northern Knights 118. And that's a quick and dirty playthrough of Highlight Maker Hoops, and also showing you how to use the playmat. That is this JPEG is available on the Play Games community website on Facebook, and so you can, if you want to download it and take it to Ink Gaming, they will print you out a very nice playmat for yourself. Or if you have Affinity Publisher or any Affinity Publisher, or any other publishing software, you could use this as a basis for something you would design for yourself. And here's where the cubes come in, because cleanup also for this game is super easy. If you need to use the mat for other things, take all the pawns off, take the X off, we're good there. And now when I go to put the teams away, I just slide these subs down, take their cubes off, and then I reposition and decide what my subs are going to look like. And then, because this was my starting lineup, which is still in the same order that it was in, I scoop these cards up. I put the little blank team card right there. I can set them there. I can put them away if I want to. And I do the same thing on the home side. Slide those cards forward. I feel like I'm playing poker online with the sliding the cards back and forth. There's that, and then these are my starters in the same order that they were in originally. Put those there. Pick up Anchorage's team card. Put that there. We're done. That quick to set up. That quick to tear down. I could just shuffle up the cards and go again really quickly. And that's the beauty of this game. You can play so many games so quickly, but it's not quick in the sense that you feel like you're just kind of flipping cards and it's a score generator. As you saw in this game, there was ebb and flow. The game was tied a couple of times. Quad City fell behind early. They came back and took the lead. Anchorage took the lead. Quad City built up a really big lead. Anchorage fought back. It really has that feel of real basketball where it's a game of runs. A team gets on a streak and scores 3 or 4 straight times in a row, or they go on an 11-2 run, and all of a sudden a blowout game turns into a close game. So anyway, thank you for sticking around and watching this video. And I'm going to get this done and posted, and I'll let you guys know where you can find it on the Play Games community page on Facebook. Until next time, so long, everybody.